Hello, how do I know if a stock fits my swing trading strategy? Well, we use long option and swing trading strategy, and we have some criteria that we use when we come across a stock. So the first one is to determine what kind of market capitalization is from. For us, we like large. We swing because we use long option and swing trading strategy. We trade growth stocks, and more precisely at this moment, large cap stocks that are uptrending, that are upward stocks. So we want to be able to determine that the stocks is a large cap if that's what we want to trade. Second is trading let's see if I can show you some example here. Where is the market is trading on? It needs to be NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange. And then third, it is a corporation, not an LLC, a partnership, anything like that, and not a foreign company. So it is a corporation and a national company in the sense that is really, it's not an international, because some of them they charge a fee when you have them in your account. They charge a foreign tax type of things on those as well. So I just take those out, and I just, it's just a safe way to just make sure I'm not trading partnership but only corporations. So INC, org, CO, corporation, corp, those type of things should be at the end of the company's name. Sometimes you'll have the company's name without anything, like Johnson and Johnson does not have any entity name at the end of it. I tend to squeeze those, assuming they are corporation. That's why they are going that way, but I'm not entirely sure. But just make sure they are corporations. That's one thing I like to work with. And then I set a certain number of years. Like to know when they went public, so that I know that they have been around for at least 15 years and went through at least one recession. And you can find that depending on what you are using. If you pull a maximum chart, you'll be able to see the furthest date you can have on the chart, in the the furthest earliest dates I like to go with. That is how far that platform have information on their chart, because I want to have I like to know that, and then I can have a big feel of the chart tendency, the overall stocks chart tendency. So those are things I like to take into consideration, and from that point, if it pass all those criteria, then I can now, by looking at the chart, I can determine if it is like the overall of the chart, where it's going. And from that point, I will see if it's growth and dip or upward. I can add it to my watch list, my master watch list. And if it's downward or level, I won't add it to it. And it's just how the overall chart is. And for that, using maximum monthly chart is a good idea. So that's from that point, we are going to analyze some stocks we have on our watch list that we like to reanalyze to see if which ones we want to put in 2026 watch list. So we have our master list of 300 or so stocks here that we curated using the top 5 of those criteria to curate it to have them here. So the first one we are going to analyze here is DINO. We are going to use Thinkorswim here, and we are going to use maximum monthly chart and DINO. So DINO, I'm not seeing many years in front. Okay, so you see we have quite a bit of years here. The furthest this platform can give me, which is Thinkorswim, I'm seeing 93 here, but I feel like Thinkorswim does not have a long history on the that I can access here compared to Charles Schwab website. So I tend to first determine the year, the furthest year, by looking at the chart on Charles Schwab website when you log into your account to find that year before I use Thinkorswim to determine the tendency of the chart. So I will do a preliminary analysis like this just to see the overall, you know, to see if its level is downward or if it's upward or if it's, you know, growth and dip, like a lot of big mountain, a lot of big dip and things like that. So and then I will go to just Thinkorswim to continue that. Once those stocks made it to my master watch list, I can use Thinkorswim to use maximum monthly chart to see the quality. I have the quality here, but Charles Schwab platform allows me to roughly rate the stocks, and then from Thinkorswim I like that view of the chart, and that allows me to judge the quality of the chart. So for DINO, I'm not seeing much. So this is saying 87 here, is it? Yeah, 87. When Thinkorswim platform is showing me all the way to 93 here. So you see, so I can't really see here on this chart when the stocks went public, and assuming Charles Schwab has that information, at least they have how much far back in the past they have an information on the stock chart is wider than Thinkorswim. So I like to start with that first so that I can rely on that for the dates, and then I can use this to judge the quality of the chart. So by looking at DINO here, we can try to start tracing some valley line, and the dates is on the x-axis from the past to the present and the price from 0 up. So by tracing this, we can see that is uptrending, in the sense that the price at the beginning here is lower than the price currently it is. It's uptrending, and I think it's respecting this line. So this will be the valley line, but is it respecting the highs? So when we look at it, we have this peak here. The next time it exceeded this peak, it was somewhere here. And it took 1, 2, 3, 4 years, and then it reached it ended there and pulled back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years before it exceeded again, and then it went up and pulled back. So it has not exceeded this one yet. So it's taking quite a bit of time to exceed the previous peak, and our entry point is the valley line, our exit point is the highest peak. And because we are using maximum monthly chart and we use maximum daily chart for our trading, is going to be showing the all-time highest peak, and this all-time highest peak is our exit point. We cannot use that to sell these stocks because it does not regularly reach a higher point often. So for that reason, we are now going to add it to our trading, our 2026 watch list, because we might buy it, but we don't know when we will sell it. It will become more of an investment, and I don't know much about this company to invest in it. You can, but unless you want to use a different strategy to sell it, meaning targeting the previous peak, that's one way. Targeting the previous peak when you buy it at the value, targeting the previous peak to sell it and get out could be one way as well. But I just like to target the all-time high to be the peak I wanted to sell it at. And of course, we have strategy there as well. As soon as it breached that level, we like to see if it's going to continue for a while, or if it's just better we get out of it. And we use strategy to do that. But and buying it at the valley, we buy it when it start going up from there. But at this point, yes, we have a clear valley line, but we do not have a clear exit point. It's every 6 years or so. So for that, we will say new high every, am I writing anything? In every 6 years. So the answer is no, we are not going to, we are just going to leave that quality, we are just going to leave it blank. So ENP, did I put a clear? So we can just put clear valley, but no clear exits. It's okay to take those notes, to put those notes there, so that later when you come back, you wonder why you don't trade that stocks. You know why. ENB. So ENB. Okay, so let's trace some lines here. And let's see, we can trace those valley lines. And keep in mind that those valley lines are not just a tiny lines, they could be a range as well. And the reason why, you can see I'm trying to see if I can touch base with this while I'm touching base with those 3 points. So by tracing your line, you wanted to connect, you wanted to see the 2 closest points that can touch that line you are tracing. And if you have more touch point, that's even better. So it seems to me that this is a valley line that this stock, oh come on, this stock is been respecting. I'm going to keep it like that. It crossed over this one a little bit, touch base with this one, and touch base with this one, and so forth. So we are going to pick this line as the buying point. But before we even change that color, we have a clear valley line. Do we have a clear exit point? The answer is no. The last time it reached a new high has been like 2015. It has now gone past that stage yet, so I'm not seeing the growth there. Yes, it's uptrending, but it's taking long to surpass the previous peak. So for that reason, we are not going to swing trade it. So we can put there clear valley, but no peak. Okay, so the next one we are going to do is OKE. So OKE, okay, let's see what's going on here. The thing is, when you are doing this analysis, you want it to be seen. Yes, you are determining your entry point, which are the valley, but you want it to be seen the mountain peak. They are this. Do you see the way we are touching the bottom of the V here? You wanted to see obvious V facing down as well, like, or I like to just say the mountain peak. You wanted to see obvious peak as well, being higher and higher and higher. That will show the growth. It's not just because it's uptrending, but at the same time you wanted to see those peaks being higher and higher and higher. You don't want to see a peak that is high in the past and all the other peaks after that are lower. We don't want that. If that's ENB instance, when we have the valley that is uptrending, but the top we are not having a higher peak. We have one in the past, and 8 other peaks after that were kind of lower. So that's what we are trying to take out or now add to our watch list. So when we are looking at this, we have a clear valley line here. So now let's take a look at the peak. So we can see our peak. So we have them, they are higher here. But now, you see, we have those higher peak. So now let's see how many years between them. So when we are, and again, we are comparing those peak in with touch point to the valley between them. So that's pretty much what tells you that that circle ended, another one started. So it exceeded this peak here and then went up a little bit before it pulled back. So but how long, you know, is taking to do that? So 1 2 3 1 2 3 4, yeah, 4 years, 5 years. So 1 2 3 4 as well, because it exceeded that peak somewhere here. So it's taking 4 years to reach a higher peak. So this, I will say, is kind of a stable company that is growing steadily, does not, you know, reach a higher peak. Often it takes about 4 years in the making to surpass the previous all-time highest price, and then it will pull back and then do it again. So when you are buying, you are trading something like that, and you are buying it at the valley on its way up, to have the all-time highest price as the exit point, you will hold on to it for about 4 years. That's something you have to keep in mind to see if you want to swing trade / short-term invest in this stock. So it's on its way down, and I will say that by looking at it, I will say yes, 4 years. I don't even know what I will say about this, but let me see. I'm running I'm running into those quite a bit, and I like to have a specific notation for grade, a specific rate or grade for those, so that I know that those could be stocks to invest in short term. Maybe have another watch list for those, so that when you buy them, you know that those are not something you are going to buy often or something you are going to sell often. So therefore, not having them with your swing trading that you'll anticipate to buy and sell within a year or two, so that they do not like occupy real estate space in your swing trading watch list that you will have. So for this one, it is a yes with condition. So let me see here. Should I say short-term investment? I can say, yeah, let's see. Short term. Is it even, let's put that there, and then put here that from valley to peak is 4 years. Oh, where am I writing? Shouldn't have. Is for, oh, I see why. It's 4 years. Clear valley, a higher peak, but 4 years between. Okay, so one more we are going to analyze is TRP. So TRP, let's see why that line is like downward here. But anyway, so let's see what is going on here. So it here it went below it as well. It's something it does. So if we trace it from here, let's see where it's going to go. So this one is going to go there. So this could be a possible line, is a range. It does touch base with it. So this one touch base with this one does one below it. So, but anyway, before we color code that, okay, so that the value line is a little bit confusing here. There is a chance it could go a little bit below it. Let's see, about 32 and 42, $10 difference between the two there. But let's see if it's making higher high. It seems to be, because we have the, you know, that highlighted price somewhere here compared to the past. So that means is, you know, reaching a higher high. Although seems to me that the higher high is kind of close to, like, it's kind of horizontal. Does that make sense? Like when I put my mouse here, those tips, they are barely exceeding each other. So it's like horizontal somewhere at the top. It tends to just reach about the same level as the previous peak and just do a little bit to excel that, and that's it. And as I think at the bottom we can have an horizontal line here for those three bottom, but this is making an uptrending. And if we try to trace from here, it's just going to go between them as well. So it's uptrending, clear bottom, but it seems like it plateau, you know. It does not the peak is predictable. It does not really I'm not seeing much of growth there. But again, so now let's see how long it takes. This is quite a bit of gap here, but it took 1, 2, 3 years or so, and then it was on the rise for 3 years before it pulled back. And when it pulled back, this didn't exceed that, and it pulled back again. That's not good. But then it went all the way before it pulled back. I'm not going to swing trade this one. If you buy waiting to sell it at a higher peak and it does not reach that peak and pull back to the support line after 3 years, I mean, it reached it at a higher level, but it is not what we want. You'll have lost that growth in it, waiting to sell it at a higher peak, which is going to be somewhere here. So, but it will touch base with the value line again before getting there. So therefore, if it's leaving the valley and it does not go all the way up and it's coming back to the valley again before leaving after a year, to me is a no-no. For that reason, is out. Because if he done it before, he could do it again. So it's not even in 2020. So, but yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad stock. I'm just saying that I can find better, sweeter stock for my swing trading strategy. We don't have a clear value line here. We chose 2, but the peak is plateau, and there is a chance that if you have the new high as an exit point, buying it at the valley, it may not reach it. It will pull back to the valley again before leaving. So, and it might take a few years before it will exceed the previous peak but by exceeding, it's just going to be marginally. So for that reason, is no, and I don't even know what I will put here for that stock. So plateau peak, why not? Let's just keep it that way. So one more we are going to analyze is JPM. So JPM is growing up. Let's see what we can have here. I'm not sure it's going to come back to this value line. It's too low and it has not touched point with it in a while, years. So we have this line here. Let's change that color and see if we can. Okay, so it's going from there. We can activate it. I just don't think this is going to be it, because it has not touched base with it within years as well. So from here we have this line. Do you see how it's grown sharply? It's kind of hard to know what the value line is going to be now. So if this is going, if we pull this going up, it's just too sharp for us to think that is going to be a valley. The valley is supposed to be, you know, close to the ground, and this is just too steep to be a valley. Tells me that at some point it's going to pull back. So therefore this will be the valley. This one could be the valley as well, but they are close to each other that I don't have any problem with either. So we have two valleys here, and let's see. I don't like it when the stocks reach a peak and then the other peaks are now higher. So that's what we observe here. It took that so many years before it exceeded the previous peak, and that's something I don't like. So from that on, it has been on this rise. So it pulled back. Let's see, it pulled back and exceed that peak. Went up, pull back, exceed that peak, and then has been on that rise. So I prefer to use those as the valley and just wait. I don't know for how long we will wait for that to come back down to this valley. It has been on this rise for 2 years now. So I mean, it is a good chart. We are going to keep it. So it is a yes for it. So this conclude this session today on how, you know, I can tell when a stock fit my swing trading strategy. So the more you analyze the chart, the more you will find those stuff, because every stock has different type of chart, and one chart will helps you understand another stock's chart and so forth. You'll like one more better than the other because they all fluctuate so differently. Then some might be a little bit confusing and some might be clear for you to understand, and you can just use that one as a benchmark to compare the others to it, to see which one you think might be a good fit for your strategy to give a try to. And as you are swing trading, you can flag the one that are not working well, not behaving well with your strategy, so that you don't trade them again once you sell those stocks. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your comments, and thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. Thank you for watching our videos. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, and in nasoap.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. Just start small. Take your time to choose those stocks to have your master list, and from your master list, create a shorter list for your daily swing trading, and then keep curating those two lists, and over time you'll have, you know, your own watch list that you can swing trade from. You don't need to go look online for what the news are saying about a hard stock out there to invest in or so forth. If you don't swing trade with the news, then you don't need to worry about those. You just hold on to your strategy and keep improving your strategy and keep finding stocks that works well with your strategy. Stocks that work well with your strategy. So thank you so much for your time.